Okay, so look, I try to make sure that these videos cover important topics. I try to keep my eye on the ball and not get distracted by unimportant 24-hour news cycle BS. This is not one of those videos. Sometimes it's nice just to watch Ted Cruz get heckled at a Yankees game. Here, Ted Cruz decided to come to New York to watch Game 4 of the Yankees-Astros series, in which the Astros swept the Yankees for what I can only assume was because Ted Cruz was sitting right behind home plate, and who can actually be expected to stare at that for 3 hours and still perform at an optimal level? Consider too, what else did Ted Cruz expect? He's at a Yankee game, at Yankee Stadium. New Yorkers and Yankee fans, of which I include myself, are a lot of things: loyal, enthusiastic, connoisseurs of bagels and pizza, but we are not exactly what I would consider nice. And so the idea that Ted Cruz would think that he, of all people, could show up in the Bronx and get anything other than the reception that he got goes to show just how dense this guy actually is. Now, with that said, there's another possibility that's just as likely, that Ted Cruz, by virtue of putting himself front and center right behind home plate, wanted the attention. He wanted the vitriol so he could face the inevitable harassment that would come from Ted Cruz showing up in New York City, and then position himself as a victim, a martyr, so that he can say, all I was doing was watching a baseball game and look at what these vicious liberals did to me. Because while Republicans pretended they're these alphas, don't tread on me, you want our guns, come and take them, blah blah blah, in reality, they love nothing more than wallowing in victimhood. And look, I know that it's probably easy to just look at this and write it off as the usual tribalism, but Ted Cruz isn't just getting booed because he's a Republican. There are plenty of Republicans in that very stadium. Ted Cruz is getting booed because he's trying to impose his religious edicts onto the rest of the country. Cruz wants to take away reproductive rights. He wants to relax gun laws that put our kids in danger in their own classrooms. He's against the ACA, which afforded healthcare access to tens of millions of Americans. He's against combating climate change, wants to abolish the Department of Education, thinks that engaging in homosexual conduct is a choice, opposes the legalization of marijuana, and opposes raising the minimum wage. Ted Cruz coordinated with the Trump team to overturn the election on January 6th. Pretending that Cruz is getting booed solely because he's a Republican ignores the avalanche of legitimate reasons why he actually deserved the reception that he got. So while I normally wouldn't help Ted Cruz spread his message that he's some poor, unsuspecting victim of evil New Yorkers, in this case, the idea that Ted Cruz would show up in the Bronx and expect anything less given who he is and what he's done really does say it all. In fact, if he got anything less than the reception that he got, that's when I'd be worried. Before you go, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please make sure to follow this Facebook page. And if you want to support my work even further, the best way is to subscribe to my podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen. There you can check out my interviews with major players in the world of politics, including President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, Katie Porter, Jamie Raskin, and so many more. Plus other interviews that live exclusively on the podcast. Just search No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen wherever you listen to podcasts.